if we could address you directly right now.
Everything comes full circle.
That's number one.
I don't tell him what questions to ask me.
There are a lot of people around town that have the same question.
Brush my teeth. I'm a good wash in the morning.
I can't confirm or deny.
You know, just keep going a little bit longer here, Mike. Keep going a little bit longer.
SPN Radio. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome into Newhouse Afternoon. It's just me and Nicholas Whaley, Ailey Weiss. Riley Underwood, our third in our little trio, is off calling tennis today for the women's tennis match.
I haven't seen him in a month now. I don't know where he went. No, you too, though.
I know. Whaley's a bit sad that we haven't been here. But
yeah, they were both disappeared for so long. God knows where they went, but at least Ailey found her way back.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, we missed a lot while we've been gone, so we have a lot to talk about. First up, men's lacrosse. They've been off to a pretty good start until last weekend. Then they traveled down to Maryland. I feel like that was their real first test this season. Yeah. And couldn't get it done. And it just seems like Maryland is their kryptonite. Yeah,
the crazy thing is Maryland head coach has now won 7 straight against them. I mean, it's really just crazy. I mean, John Tillman, who's the head coach for the Terrapins, I mean, this guy has never lost to SU. Right. Whatever reason, home and away too. It's like, yeah, I mean, you were down there for the game, and like, I mean, yeah, the weather was terrible, but
oh my God, it was freezing.
Yeah, raining the whole time. But the thing is,
windy, cold. Yeah. I mean, literally the conditions you don't want to play sports in outside.
The thing is, though, like, Syracuse obviously they play in the dome. Right. When they go into the elements, maybe I don't know how big that impact is. I mean, clearly shows that there maybe is a little bit of a difference in the performance. I think. The Maryland team is really, really good. That will be competing for a national championship. I firmly believe that. Defense is amazing, but you expect this Syracuse offense, this team is the best team that Coach Gary Gait has had in his tenure. You know, they're slowly building up this incredible recruiting class that came in, like Joey Spallina, Michael Leo, Finn Thompson, Owen Hilton his last year as well, Jimmy McCool, the goaltender. These are all guys that are really should be coming into their own. Once again, in these big top 10 games, Coach Gary Gates still struggling to get it over the line. I mean, he had a couple big wins on the road last year, but I mean, still a long way to go. Yeah, but,
it's early, but I mean,
I would worry a little bit, in my humble opinion.
Okay. What specifically are you worried about with this team? Because I think they had a really good start to the game. They were up going into the second half. It was a back and forth game.
The inability to close out.
Right, but you also have to take into account, I think the defense was on point. I don't think the defense should be taking a lot of criticism for the loss.
Totally agree.
And I thought McCool was really good. He had 12 saves. You can't blame a goalie for that. He can only be tested too many times.
I know. Yeah.
We've seen that with the women's soccer team as well. When you get peppered with shots, some of them are bound to go in, especially when they're on target. So, but then it just felt like the men's offense just started to get very selective with their shots that they were taking, and
they were panicking. At the end they were panicking.
Yes, but I think they had realized that they were running out of time because they were getting very selective with their shots, and they wanted to take their time and get good shots off to make sure that they were converting on goals. But they weren't converting on goals. That was the issue. They were waiting to take a good shot, but then the shot they were taking wasn't a good shot. So it was like they were passing around the arc, they were making all these cuts, making all these passes. For what?
Yeah, I think there was especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, Syracuse were up at the break. Yep. You know, like they were in prime position, and all of a sudden this offense that was averaging 18 goals a game going into the Maryland game. Yep. Scored 2 goals in the second half, both by Owen Hiltz. So there's an inconsistency there that just is rather concerning. I mean, Joey Spallina is leading the country in points, or is in top 3 in points, I should say, at the moment. And like as soon as he gets neutralized, right, all of a sudden this offense starts to disappear.
Right, it's
And
like, then what?
But that's really concerning.
Right.
Likes of Michael Leo, who didn't get a single point in the game, who should be Syracuse's most prolific scorer. I mean, that guy's good. That guy's really good.
Right, one of your
Finn
top scorers
Thompson as
can't
well.
be completely quiet. And
Like these guys, the amount of weapons that the Syracuse offense has.
yeah, it's unreal.
You can't scoring 2 goals in a half is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So, in a lot of ways, I think my panic meter is certainly tilting up slowly but surely. Still a long way to go. Couple big games coming up too. But I think one interesting thing is that I don't know if you saw this on the sideline, but I've heard from a couple other sources as well that just in that second half there was no energy on the Syracuse bench.
I was going to bring that up next. Is their body language was just not. You could tell that they didn't think that they were going to win the game.
But
which is horrible.
Where are those leaders that are like?
Right.
Because you look at the Maryland bench, they were like all riled up, ready to like, come on, we can still win this game.
That's the type of bench that you don't want to play. They're rowdy all game. They're constantly loud. They're cheering on their teammates. It's not like there were a ton of fans there to cheer them on either. The fans, there was no one there. There's this huge stadium they're playing, and there was nobody there. Granted, it was cold, it was wet, it was rainy. If that was my day, I don't know if I would have been there either. But there were some overhangs where there were some fans a little further up in the stands to stay dry. But like that's just pure energy from that they were creating from their team, and Syracuse just didn't have that. And when you're going to play a matchup against a team like Maryland in lacrosse, you need to be bringing every ounce that you've got.
Totally agree. I think it's the teams. You see this with Notre Dame as well. All the big ACC teams in men's lacrosse. You have those leaders that can really help galvanize the troops and get them over the line. That's why Notre Dame is so successful. That's why Duke is so. This is why these teams are competing for the title every year. And like. Do
you think that's where Syracuse is falling short every year?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay.
Because I need who's going to be the one that's going to take the game by the throat and just be like, guys, let's figure it out. Let's find a way to win this game.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes your team great. Is even when you're struggling, you're in the elements, and it's not going your way, finding a way to win.
You need someone who's not a coach to bring everyone together in a huddle and be like, we need to get it together. We are so close to we're still in this game. We're only down a goal or two before it slipped away a little bit at the end. We're only down a goal or two. Like, let's put our heads together. Let's make some good passes, make some smart passes, but let's score efficiently and get back rolling.
I mean, Gary Gay is an unbelievable recruiter. He is as amazing as the Syracuse program has been historically. I mean, this group of players is some of the most talented in the entire country.
Yeah.
And should be competing for a national championship. That's the expectation. It's a big expectation, but it's where it should be. And sometimes the offense just doesn't look like it's just functioning properly. And like sometimes I feel like it's missing an identity if Joey is
quiet.
Is a little quiet, which quiet by his standards is scoring 4 points, but is having 4 points. But like, I need to see just a little bit more diversity on offense. Something needs to just change that little bit. Maybe if it's the likes of Finn Thompson or Michael
He's
Leo.
been a bit quiet for me this season so far. I'd like to get more. I'd like to see more from him. But we have to keep in mind, we're also only... I think he's been playing phenomenal the last couple of games. He has been ripping some of these insane shots.
That's strong.
He had some great ones in Townsend. He was thrown like an alley-oop pass right in front of the goal and jumps in the air, basically bats it in, and like that was one of the coolest goals I've seen in college lacrosse in a while. Like their offense is so the behind the back.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Their offense is so creative and so dynamic when they're rolling, but when they're not, it's like they don't know what to do.
Yeah, because especially in that second half, it
just felt like they were running in circles.
Either doing one pass too many. No one was just being direct.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was an unbelievable display from Maryland defensively. I mean,
I don't want to discredit the Syracuse offense too much as well, because that is also a really, really good Maryland defense that was also shutting down, and they had tactics to quiet some of the Syracuse top players like Joey Splina and Leo and stuff like that.
I think we're going forward. You got big game against Harvard this weekend.
Yep.
Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Saturday? Wow, yeah,
Saturday.
tomorrow.
Yeah, this month is going by so quickly. I don't even know what day it is. But this is a Harvard team that just lost to Colgate.
Yep.
So they're looking
unranked Colgate. Harvard's 15.
Well, receiving votes. Colgate's a good team. Like
yes, I know, but they're not ranked right as of when they played.
They probably will be. But you know what? This is a real game that could get Syracuse to slip up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because this is a Harvard team that doesn't really have a lot to lose coming to the Dome. So they're going to be playing with everything they got. Sam King is an absolute animal for the Crimson. So I think Syracuse got to be ready for it. Yeah,
I agree. Harvard's got some talent. I think Syracuse will be able to come out on top with this one, but they need to be on their A game, and I think that I'm hoping that last week's loss will really fire them up, and they need to work on some things, and that's what they've been doing all week in practice, and they've had the time to do that, whereas Harvard started their season last weekend. They played Providence on Saturday, and then they had a game midweek, and they played Colgate and lost that one. So Harvard's also going to be a little bit fatigued in comparison to Syracuse. Like, they're having a whole week to recover, whereas Harvard has, 3 or 4 days to play one of the top teams in the country.
So Syracuse should be ready.
Yes.
They should be.
Yes.
I mean, this is a game they should win.
Yep.
Without stretch of the imagination. The Ivy League has been pumping out some good lacrosse.
Yep.
I mean, like Princeton, UPenn, Yale, Harvard, like we mentioned.
Princeton's 5th right now, I believe.
Princeton's 5th. Cornell's 4, ranked 4th of them. I mean, the Ivy is a good lacrosse conference, and slowly and surely has become such a good conference as well. So this is Syracuse. If Coach Gary Gay and the crew are not careful, this could be a little bit of a tricky night. I think early on, Harvard is going to come out the blocks flying.
That was what they did when they played Colgate. They came out strong. They were up pretty much the whole first half, and then
Colgate went on a run.
Yep, and then the second half, Colgate just completely took over, and then it was their game.
I think Syracuse will win. I think it'd be silly to get bet against them anyway. I said on another network that it'd be 18-13.
Okay.
So
you're gonna stick with that?
I'm gonna stick with that prediction.
All right.
So I do think that it's gonna be a fun game, though. I think it's still horrible out, so everybody go into the Dome. It's nice and warm in there.
Yeah, seriously.
So come to the game.
Thank God Syracuse has a dome, because that would be actually kind of fun to play lacrosse in the snow, I feel like. Come on.
No,
you didn't like playing soccer games? Did you ever play soccer games in the snow?
No. California, it doesn't
those
snow.
were so fun.
Do you understand?
In Northern California, it doesn't snow?
I live in Southern California.
I know, but
Northern
you
California,
travel at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you think San Francisco gets snow?
Like club soccer?
No.
You didn't play club soccer?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, we never got snow. Also, it's very hard to play soccer in the snow.
Yes. Okay, that's fair. But
lacrosse in the snow, I feel like
that could be pretty epic.
Because they got to bring out a different color ball, because otherwise you can't see it. It's this white ball.
Don't they have yellow ones?
Yeah, they do. But you have to whip out the ones from the shed.
The practice ones.
Practice ones in the back. I think. But this is a Syracuse team. They play some beautiful lacrosse.
Yeah.
They really do. It's so fun to watch when they're cooking.
Yep.
I mean, the first 3 games of the season, really fun to watch.
It just looked like they were having fun out there too.
Exactly.
With how creative, and I really like how Coach Gary Gay allows them to have so much creative freedom, especially with their offense. That lets the players channel themselves and be expressive in that sense. Where I think there's a lot of other sports that you don't have as much room for expression, but I think he does a great job letting them do that. So men's lacrosse lost last weekend to Maryland, but women's lacrosse got a really good win last weekend against Maryland.
A lot of people didn't think that they'd do it, and they did. So huge stuff for Kayla Trainer and her squad. I mean, there was a lot of questions going into the year, and I think they're doing really well. So I think they got big. They're going to UNC this weekend. So
that's a really big game.
Number 2 team in the country.
Yep.
I don't know. That one's going to be tough.
What do you think that they need to do this weekend to get it done against UNC?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I think they going up against the Humphrey sisters, so who are some of the best women's lacrosse players in the country. So it's not going to be easy, but I think just keep keep just having a very fluid offense. I think what they've done really well is just outscore teams. Defensively, not as solid. I think loss of Delaney Schweitzer is, of course, a big one. She transferred to Northwestern.
From one good lacrosse program to another really good one.
To an incredible one. So, yeah, look, I think that offensively they're doing really good. Olivia Adamson has been doing really well. Emma Ward, those two working in harmony. But it's also the little pieces as well, the likes of Gracie Britton as well, who have also made a big step up this year. So I think there were questions going into the year, like, would Syracuse women's lacrosse be still competing at the top? And I think they will. It's still, again, we're still so early in the season. It's about what happens down the road, because Boston College has still been the kryptonite of this women's lacrosse team. They will play them. They are playing at Christian Brothers Academy actually on April the 17th, I think. So that's the game I've got circled on my calendar for. So this should be exciting.
Yeah, they have. I think last season too, they started out really strong, and then they kind of started to fall off towards the end of the season, and that kind of seems to be a reoccurring issue for some of these Syracuse sports teams, is they're having trouble maintaining that momentum throughout the season. And it's a long season, I get it, but what can they do to fix that?
I think it's all about just playing your game, being consistent. I mean, I know that sounds so basic, but it's just like
But sometimes you gotta go back to the basics.
Yeah, you just don't get away from your identity. You know, they play some really lovely lacrosse. And I think
it's the accent coming out.
I think Kaylee Trainer's done a fantastic job. So they lose a couple big recruits over the break, but I think she's using all the talent that her team has got to the best of their abilities. So it's only onwards and upwards for them.
Well, both lacrosse teams play this Saturday. The women's team, as we mentioned, goes down to UNC, and the men will host Harvard in the Dome. On the other side of the break, we will talk all things that have been happening on the hardwood. Cool, thanks.
Sweet, thank you.
What did you say?
It was my little long.
I know. I looked out at the clock. Yeah, but that's the block to go long on, because
sure, yeah.
I feel like these other ones we can
that's fine.
We can keep shorter.
We ready for a while.
I also totally realized I did my open and my mic was down here. I was like, why can I not really hear myself?
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Oh my god. That's it.
Ooh, where'd you go, Audrey?
You went to varsity?
Our good friend Audrey Glenn just went to varsity, the legendary varsity, at the end of Marshall Street. If you haven't been, you should really go. Whaley actually went for his first time. What? You literally can't say that, because you've been here for 2.5 years.
No.
He's been here for 2.5 years and went to varsity for the first time last week.
Okay, but hang on.
No. He's gonna try and justify it. Don't let him justify it.
No. I've had varsity pizza. No, I got a wrap. I got chicken bacon ranch wrap. It was so good. I'm thinking they're only $10 too. Great deal. I know, right? Go on.
I can't wait.
What? What? I don't know what that is. I'll be completely honest. Wait. Let me do a quick Google search. Oh, this.
The name had me a little concerned.
Yeah. I've never had it. It's pudding, and you normally have custard with it. Yeah, I've never had it, so I couldn't give you an honest opinion. It
doesn't look very good.
Some of the best. Oh, sorry. I was like, have you ever tried spotted that word. And yeah, no, it's very much a thing, and anyone who's listening, definitely you could look it up for yourself, because it's definitely a thing. I mean, I've had my favorite name for something is Toad in the Hole. That's a good one. That's like a Yorkshire pudding with sausage in it.
Naming things there.
Well, at least the English are unique with their names, unlike the Americans.
All right.
Because guess what the name of every single town in America is named after? It's named after somewhere in England or in Europe. I mean, Rome, New York. Come on, where'd that come from?
I don't know. I didn't name. Well, I do know where it came from, but I didn't name it.
I actually went to Clinton, New York on Wednesday for a story.
Oh, did you now?
Obama is going to speak at Hamilton College.
I have a friend that goes there that plays football there.
Really?
Yeah, we went to middle school together.
Tiny school.
Yeah, very small. Good school, though.
Good school.
Academic. Gotta be wicked smart to get in there.
Wicked smart.
Yes.
Liberal arts college. Liberal arts college. Yeah, it was nice. They had snow days. They had 2 snow days this week.
Really?
And we didn't.
What the heck? They're wimps. That's why. We
So
tough the cold.
They did get
or they're
a
just
little
nice
bit.
to their students.
They got a bit more snow than us, but
Yeah.
geez. We've had 100 inches of snow.
Over that, I thought.
Oh, already? Probably.
Yeah.
Ow, my bad.
SportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome into our Newhouse studios. Whaley is really jamming with the music today. He likes it. He's bobbing his head. He's waving his arms.
You gotta
raise the
love
roof.
it, man. Like,
Yeah, okay.
This is the thing. This is what they do on ESPN Syracuse. Is they got the best beats in the business.
Whatever you
You
say.
can quote that.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
Nicholas Whaley alongside Ailey Weiss here. We just talked about the lacrosse teams. They're both off to a pretty hot start this season. And now we're going to talk about some basketball. The men's team, to be exact, for right now.
Yeah, look, it's hard to be positive. But, at the same time, they got a very winnable game coming up.
Yep.
NC State, who have had just as an interesting year as Syracuse has had. This is an NC State team that averages less than 70 points a game. So, look, I think in the Dome, opportunity for Syracuse to at least remain in the hunt for the ACC tournament. Mm-hmm. So yeah, look, it's okay. It's okay. Like it's the issue is still that they can't play a full 40 minutes of basketball, and that's what's so just frustrating, because the wins have been there. They've been in their hands left and right, and it's just, oh my goodness. Like against Pitt, it was just so upsetting to see that you had the lead in hand.
Right.
I think it was a 16-point lead at the break. Like that's a game you have to win.
Yeah.
You have
they
to
just can't close them out.
You have to be able to close it out at that point, and I think that the three-point shooting that first half of that Pitt game was so good. Like that's what we've been waiting for. That's what we've been waiting for.
Right.
We were waiting for it, and I think. There is so much talent in this roster, and it's just for whatever reason, it just doesn't blend in the way that it should, and that is just an unfortunate situation. But I think it's just been that kind of a year. Just nothing seems to be going their way.
Well, I feel like there's one. There are a couple bright spots here, but I think one is Eddie Lampkin's been doing pretty well these last couple of games. He's finally been showing up in the paint the way that Syracuse has needed him to do all season. It's unfortunate it took him this long to do so, because I think if they had that down low, there could have been a lot more of that guard big duo and working off some pick and rolls and stuff like that, because he's really good in the paint. He's a big body. No one's stopping him when he's on his way to the rim. So, but I loved how he improved and is now stepping up more towards the end of the season. I think that's at least a positive that we could take away from them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I think there's just still defense has been an issue. I like that Coach Red was going a little bit more into the zone because it needs to change something up. You know.
Yeah, their perimeter defense has not been stopping anybody. It makes guard duos or guards alone in the ACC look like they could be the next NBA All-Star starting point guard. They've just been allowing way too many three-point opportunities, and you're going to take shots, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, that famous quote. Teams are just firing from beyond the three-point arc, and that just means that they're bound to have at least a few go in.
Look, let's look at it this way. Syracuse make the ACC tournament if they just aren't in the bottom three. Means you definitely have to be NC State.
Yep.
And then you just got to win, I think, one of the next three.
Well, they barely beat BC.
Okay, yes.
And BC's one below them.
But that's fine.
Right.
It's okay. Also, they're not one below. They're 2 games back.
Oh, okay,
so
sorry,
that's what I mean. If they beat NC State, they just got to win 2 of their next 4.
Mm-hmm. So what games in their upcoming schedule do you think are doable? I'll read them to you in a second.
Well, you got first you got NC State, yeah. Then you got Virginia Tech. On the road, so a little bit of toss-up. Then you got SMU on the road. That'll be definitely a tough place to go. An SMU team that's been playing really good basketballs this season. I mean, for whatever reason, they joined the ACC and just continue to.
They've been
thrive.
wreaking havoc in every sport.
Every sport, basically. So
I love it. Good for them.
Yeah, really, really good for them. They're 4th in the ACC right now. So that and Virginia Tech could be a little bit. Virginia Tech, they're 6-9 in the conference. So who knows with that one really? Then UVA at the end of the year. That's last game of the season in the Dome. So I think. That's also a game that Syracuse could win. It's a team that's also been in a little bit of a crisis. So, look, the ACC as a whole this season has just been so just what on earth is going on, really?
Yeah,
I
really,
mean, it's definitely a down year for the conference. It will absolutely will bounce back.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think there's still time. I mean, going back to the Duke game, I mean, there's some good things that you see in this team. There's so many bright spots.
Mm-hmm.
Like JJ's still such a good player, but I mean, now at this point, we're getting so many more injuries. Now Elijah Moore is out at the moment. Still not sure if he's going to be able to play against NC State. Same with obviously Donnie out for the year as well. So I mean, it's very unfortunate.
He's been on and off the court too, and that's somebody that a lot of fans and his teammates were relying on to really be a spearhead for this team, not only on offense, on defense. Right, but when you come in with a name like that, then I feel like you should be able to take on some of that pressure, and then the rest you can obviously work with your teammates. But
I think at the same time though, it's a lot of pressure on a freshman, on a top 10 recruit, obviously, but still he's still such a raw talent. I mean, I don't know what his decision will be come the end of the year, whether he does decide to declare. I guess he'll see what his stock is and go from there.
Right.
I think JJ will probably hopefully stay another year because
I'd love to see the two of them like be on the court with each other for more than.
What a starting 5 that would be next year.
Right.
Though. You got JJ Starling, Sadiq White, Guyan Anthony, and Donnie Freeman.
Yeah.
I mean, what at least a 4 and whoever at
right.
and whoever
Need
at the 5.
to get a big body again.
Yeah, just get one. I mean, get somebody who can play at the 5, and then that team should be going places, you know.
Yeah.
But it's.
But we've learned it's also not just a starting 5. You got to be able to go onto your bench a little bit.
Of course.
So
no, you're not wrong about that. But then you got the likes of Elijah Moore, and I think Kyle Cuff has been good off the bench. Lucas Taylor, look, these guys. These have been good little pickups here and there. I think Jair Davis, has tailed off a little bit recently, but I think
I love the way he plays. I think I said it's every time we're on this show.
I know, you do,
I love the way that he plays. He's a very quiet, humble player, but he does everything well. He started to score some more and become a little bit louder mid-season, as kind of you just mentioned, trickled off a little bit, but he still does so much for this team.
Gets his
that
rebounds.
Yeah.
I'd like my Storovich to maybe just have a little bit more improvement as well off the bench. I think Chris Bell, when he's like made 7 threes against Pitt, you know, like that's huge.
That's the Chris Bell that we remembered from last season that we wanted all season.
It just needs to click. So, just all of a sudden needs to just be a flick of a switch, and then all of a sudden, bang, everything's good.
Right.
You know, but it just hasn't happened. And look, I mean, I think I know a lot of people on the Syracuse fan base are unbelievably frustrated, and I understand. And but I think it also shows just how amazing that the Boeheim era was.
Right.
What an incredible coach he was, because and how difficult it is to build a champion.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, Coach Red is an unbelievable recruiter. I really do think so. And now with the new Champions campaign, to get more NIL funding, I mean, that's huge as well. That was announced this week. So there's there's lots to be positive about in what has been a tough season.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Well, the men's team takes on NC State in the Dome on Wednesday, February 26th. So hopefully they can come out with a win and hang around at the bottom of the ACC and sneak into the postseason.
Yeah, I think they will.
All right, on the other side of things, we have the women's basketball team, which they came in and they didn't have a great preseason ranking, and not that we totally disagreed with that, but they were just, I feel like we just had a lot of question marks as to where a lot of their scoring opportunities were going to come from now that Deja Fair is gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of remained a question mark all season. They've just struggled putting up points. But
a very spotty offense, I would say.
Yes.
I don't think they've, like, it was a tough road trip to the West Coast. Went 0-for-2 there. But I mean, they put a couple good wins together against Virginia Tech and Wake Forest. But they're going up against they just played number 9 North Carolina.
Right, took a tough
they
loss.
kept it close.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a decent game.
Yeah,
overall.
only lost by 10. And also 10 points when you're coming down to the end of the game. Okay, that could have been free throws in the last minute. You're just going back and forth fouling each other. So.
Yeah, of course. And I think, but then they're going up against number 11 Duke team, which did just lose to Louisville. We'll make that big caveat to this. So this Duke team is definitely beatable. It is at Cameron Indoor, so there'll be a bounce back game for
Lucky
the Blue
them, they get to get out of the snow. It literally hasn't stopped snowing here for 5 days.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's snowing in North Carolina too, but
they bring the snow with them.
You know, I found out that there's a town. I would butcher the name. It's north of here in New York. Apparently, they've had
Oswego?
No, it's not Oswego.
Oh.
It's even further north than that, 45 minutes north. And the
Parrish?
Parrish, New York, maybe. Yeah, and they've had about 200 and something inches of snow, which is more than I think. Apparently, it's one of the snowiest cities in all of America, and that includes Alaska. So we've had the snow.
Jeez.
I mean, everyone listening, of course, I'm sure has been affected by the snow. So it's been. I mean, there's a lot. It's been. I'm just sick of it, man. I
can't take it anymore.
When I get home, I got to shovel the driveway, and
that's because that's why you have to live in an apartment. Then you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, yeah, but I like my house.
Okay, that's so fair. But I called my dad. I think it was really, really blizzarding on Monday, and I called my dad and I was like, "What is this? What's going on here?" For reference, my dad went to Syracuse. And he's like, dude, these are the winters that I know. Like, this is what it was like all 4 years I was at Syracuse, if not worse. Like, you've had it easy. Yeah. And I was talking with some of my other friends who were seniors, and we were all like, okay, yeah, it was pretty bad freshman year. But sophomore year and junior year, not bad at all. And we barely got snow the last 2 years. It's been sunny and warm within, around this time. This week, next week, it started to really start warming up. That's not going to happen this year.
Wednesday next week, we get to hit a high of 42.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Toasty. Very toasty warm.
Toasty. That might be a stretch. But yeah. So the women's basketball team, what are you looking for them to improve upon? What's the biggest thing that they need to improve upon next season?
I wouldn't count them off yet this year. I mean, yeah, but I think just it's rebuilding. They're rebuilding. I think Coach FLJ just needs another good recruiting class to come in. I think maybe just grab a few out of the portal. I think NIL definitely will make a big difference here. I have no doubt that Coach FLJ will find a solution. I mean, she's one of the best coaches in the country, so just give her a little bit of time. That's all it takes. Time is everything, you know. So,
well, each team has about 3 or 4 games left in their season, and we'll see how they make out, whether they make the ACC tournament or not. But on the other side of the break, we're going to be giving pretty much all the sports teams on campus some letter grades, see how they would do in class.
in class.
I don't know. I just thought it was letter grades.
I thought it was Copenhagen, New York, something like that.
Copenhagen?
No, it's not Copenhagen. It's pronounced something differently. Is it pronounced Copenhagen? I don't know. Why you
crazy side eye?
Catch me like that? That was crazy.
It's kind of fun to snipe people.
That was wild. The snowiest place in the U.S. is now a tiny village in upstate New York. Here's what it looks like. Look at that.
My gosh. Some of the reporters around here have been getting really creative with a lot of their weather packages and stuff like that. Like one of the reporters, I want to say it was News Channel 9, she did hers in front of a giant snowbank behind her, and I mean, it made her look like an ant. Seriously, 257 inches of snow. You're like jacked after shoveling all that. I could tell you that much.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet of snow. That's crazy. Over 20 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? Is that math? Yeah. You hear the Syracuse reference from Sean McDonough last night?
I did.
That was electric.
I did.
That was awesome.
He's awesome.
Did I actually get Copenhagen correct? I love that.
Was that right?
I don't know. But Bill Cole in the chat said yes, it is pronounced that way. So I hope I was right. I hope I didn't offend anybody who lives in
300 inches. Jeez.
Worth at 300. Wow.
That's unreal.
That's a lot of snow.
No thanks.
And then my family sends me pictures of them hiking and
in the sun.
So
well, it's not super warm in
California. It's 70 degrees.
Okay. Well, I'm not good at. I wouldn't know. I've never been to LA.
You've never been to LA?
No.
And you want to live there?
Possibly. If it's 70 degrees right now
visit before you
in
live
February when we're getting dumped with feet of snow here, yeah, I might take.
I think you really have to.
But okay, honestly, I don't mind the snow. Like, I like the snow. I think it makes, especially the university is such a pretty campus.
Sure.
So it makes it look like you're just walking through a snow globe, and I really enjoy that. But when
how poetic.
Thank you. I really tried. But when you're walking around and you're walking through slush and you're walking through snow and like it hasn't been shoveled or anything like that, and my feet are soaking wet the whole day and freezing, that's when I start to not enjoy it, which I think is fair.
I agree, yeah. No, yeah, that is an issue. My walk to campus every day is very, very frustrating because it's just so snowy.
We're gonna have a special guest on, Audrey Glynn. I think the other headset's right there. It's on that. Yep. Let's go. I've been waiting for this moment my whole college career to be live on air with Audrey Glynn.
A chair?
Yeah, go for it. I think there's one extra one right there, a tall one. Yes. OMG. This is so exciting.
I don't know if
Are you ready to grade all of the sports teams?
Sure. I'll grade.
This coffee actually came out really good.
Hey guys.
Audrey's just gonna be testing 1 2.
Can you hear her?
Can you hear him?
I can hear.
All right, cool.
This is epic.
So we're just doing grades for every Syracuse team. So you could just say a letter. That works.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, we'll do Massac, men's basketball, women's basketball, and then Mille Lacs so far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6?
Awesome.
Okay.
Or football too.
Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University, this is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back into our Newhouse Sports Media Center. Ailey Weiss alongside Nicholas Whaley and a very, very, very special guest, one of my best friends, Audrey Glenn, has hopped on with us for this special segment of grading all the sports teams. She is one of the ACC Network executive producers here, so she can talk ball. So first up, I feel like let's just get right into it. So we'll grade football team.
Yeah.
And we need some explanations as to why as well.
Okay. Can I go first?
Yep.
All right, cool. Give me an A-.
Okay.
I mean, for the first year.
Yep.
I mean, pretty good. Couple bad losses in there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you look at it in retrospect, like Syracuse could have been 10-2.
Mm-hmm.
But amazing win against Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Great bowl game. It was fun to watch. Really cool atmosphere too. So hey, Fran Brown has brought something special to CNY. He's brought the football program football program back.
Yep.
In a very special way. So I think there's just good vibes all around. Give me an A-.
I think I'm gonna go B+.
All right.
I think it's funny. I think a lot of people want to look at this season and they want to figure out everything that went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, you have to you have to see it as something that is so positive, right? I mean, we saw so much change. Mm-hmm. From this team, it was
a complete 180.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the past 10 years. So we could sit here and we could talk about all the things that went wrong, and we could sit down and we can analyze NIL and how that's changing the college football scene. But if you really think about Fran Brown and the complete and utter mindset change that he brought to these young men, mm-hmm. that's the thing to celebrate, mm-hmm. right? So I'm gonna have to give a B+. I feel like I can't. I was
gonna say, where are they docking, getting some points docked?
I mean, those losses, it was gnarly. But also, I don't want to sit and I don't want to harp on that for too long. Mm-hmm. So I think I can't reach A yet. I think I'll get into A territory next year.
They're right on the doorstep.
Because also there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of excitement with Fran Brown.
Right.
And we'll see. I think the sophomore season is always a true test for a coach. Mm-hmm. We'll see how much people really do like playing under you.
He's got quite a schedule, so yeah. I think we're going to give him a little bit of slack.
That came out, I immediately texted my dad and I was like, did you see this?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go B+.
It's going to be tough.
Okay. All right, up next we have the men's soccer program.
I gotta give him B-, C+.
Okay.
I mean, look, I think it was a very young team. I think,
but also not because they had a bunch of transfers that came in, which I think could have.
Yeah, but it was a lot of freshmen. So yeah. I think B-, C+. 2 years removed from a national championship.
But if you're looking at it from that, it's been a very steep decline going from a national championship.
I wouldn't say that. I think that's a bit mean. I think you gotta understand that how good that team really was.
Yeah, so. But that's what I'm saying is I don't think that the team this year.
It's really hard to win. It's really hard to. Excuse me.
Sorry, I had a timer.
Me. Unbelievable.
Sorry, continue.
It's really hard to build it. Like Vermont won the national championship this year. I think that, in my humble opinion, as hard as it is to win a football national championship,
soccer.
No, I'm saying like American football national championship. It's hard to win that.
I got it. Everyone calls it soccer.
Other than March Madness, I think the men's soccer NCAA tournament is one of the hardest to win. Mm-hmm. Because it's so many different teams. You play so many games in such a short amount of time. It's one game of single game elimination. Very easy to slip up. So and going on the season as a whole, I think C+, B-. It's all right.
Okay, Aj.
I'll probably go B- as well. I think I got to cover men's soccer a lot this fall, and I agree. I think that we could talk about the transfers, but I mean at the end of the day, I think for men's soccer it's like almost I don't want to say rebuilding moment because I don't think it's a rebuilding moment, but I do think that the future is bright. So I don't want to dip down to C mm-hmm. because I think there's a lot to look forward to. I mean, obviously the national championship team is long gone. All those guys are pro now, and you have to have those few years of resetting.
Right.
And I think that's exactly what's happening. So I think I'm gonna have to go B-.
Okay. All right. And quickly, men's basketball.
D.
D. Yeah.
That's all.
I'll give him D.
No comment.
I'll give him D plus.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll go D plus because I think that there is talent in this team.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think I think there's just been a lot of factors that just haven't. It's just everything that could have gone wrong really has.
Yep.
I mean, and it's
There's a foundation for a future, though.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know, and I think it's good to, like, teams have bad years. It happens, and you could argue that Syracuse had bad years last 4 years, but then at the same time, it's a new era that's only just beginning. Syracuse had 20 wins last year. You know, for first year as a head coach, like it's not bad.
Yep.
So just give Red time, please. Like, please give him a chance. If for whatever reason there's a decision that's made, I think it'd be the wrong one.
Okay. Women's basketball and FLJ.
I'll go C minus too. I think just that's another situation with a great foundation for next year, and she's had a phenomenal few years as well already. Just give her a little bit of time. I think she'll easily turn it around.
Okay, Odd.
I'm going to have to go D. I think this year is a big test to the program. I think we're learning a lot of things about the chemistry, and this is their big test. So, and I don't know how well it's going. So I think I'm going to have to go with D.
All right. Well, that's all that we have right now because the lacrosse season just started, so we can't quite rank them.
A little
yet.
bit unfair
A
to
plus.
rank.
Yeah. Well, Audrey loves lacrosse. She was a lacrosse star back in her day. So, but we have some extra spicy hot sauce for Whaley to try for our signature segment, Hot Take, which we will be right back to do.
Hey, this is former Syracuse.
Flames.
I'm gonna die.
Great job, Aj.
We're up.
Stomsky was up there, and you definitely didn't see her. She was like, oh my God.
We're upgrading the stakes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get my water. My Capri Sun. Ready to go.
He is ready.
This is not a sponsored segment.
Not a sponsored segment, but if you'd like to sponsor us, that would be great too.
We have to do. There is a sponsor.
Oh. I'll do it for this one.
Silly.
I'll do it for this one. Oh my God. Do you have the thing?
The what?
The sponsor?
I can do it if you want. I know it.
Do you know? Okay, yeah, you go for it then. That way you can just get right into it because we don't have a lot of time.
Yes. Na.
What a fantastic show we've had so far, I think.
Yeah, it's great.
We didn't try bugles.
You didn't bring them down?
I handed them to you when we went to go get them.
You did not have
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
No. Are there more of those upstairs?
Is there any food? Is there food?
We'll go after.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just going to take my next meeting in Newhouse.
Meeting?
Yeah, I'm a busy person, bro.
Damn.
What do you have? What do you have in the lineup for the weekend, sir?
Well, nothing because my games got canceled.
Oh.
So, very unfortunate.
We've got two good friends, Terrence and Caleb, who are over here.
No, we didn't. It's too depressing.
What's doing that?
I don't know. Oh, it might have been, huh?
We were giving all of the sports teams grades. She did a great job.
Yeah.
She knows ball. She's a... Now all the talent agencies are going to be calling her, wanting to sign her. She has no idea what I'm saying. She can't hear me. What'd you say? Yeah.
I want to take a nap. That might be my plan for the day, to take a nap.
We got to work on these nicknames. Actually, we were having that conversation yesterday with Stomsky and SMC. We were talking about nicknames that she had.
I was there.
So funny. Yeah, but were you there?
For what?
Her nicknames?
No, she has nicknames for people?
No, like nicknames she had.
Oh.
I think my best was Stomper. That was so funny. So her guy friends in college used to think that her name was Stompsky, like STOMP.
Oh.
SKI.
Stompsky.
And she was like, "You morons, it's not. It's Stomsky."
Yeah.
But so then they end up calling her Stomper.
I'm gonna move this chair.
So funny.
Is that out of shot? Yeah.
Yes. La 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 la. I'm trying to think.
This is actually, I'm actually so nervous for this because this is from the Indian place that's in Newhouse, and I asked for the spiciest one.
They got some spice.
It said mango something on it, so I guess it's like mango. I don't know. My lips are so dry too. This is gonna be horrible.
Yeah,
probably. Actually gonna film me doing this?
Yes. It'll be so much better behind the scenes. You're sweating already. It's okay. Here's your.
I could cry, bro.
Oh, you're okay. Oh, I can't believe basketball season's almost over.
Yeah.
Well, ours is.
I think I got my hot take, but.
What is it? Can you give me what sport it is?
I think it's gonna be relaxed.
Okay, cool. Score prediction?
No.
Season overview?
It's even, yeah.
Okay.
Probably. Oh, actually, no. I got a better one.
Okay.
It's gonna be basketball.
Okay. What are you guys laughing about? Is it us? Oh. Oh, that adds up.
7.7 and 100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
All right, we're back. We're about to do our final segment, Nicholas Whaley and Ailey Weiss with you. 5 minutes left, about to wrap up shop. It's time to do our hot take. This hour of Newhouse Afternoon is brought to you by dvoffers.com. Make sure to go there for more information. Man, this is very nerve-wracking.
We have a new one this week, everybody.
Yeah, finally.
It's mango sriracha.
Or something like that.
It's bright orange, so I'm hoping it's mango.
So if you guys want to quickly come over to qsportstalk.com, come watch me take this shot of hot sauce, and we'll do our hot take right now. Let's get into it. Oh, it tastes nice though. Oh my god. Right. So, hot take. Yeah, doing that. So, I really do think. So, everything going on with men's basketball this year. Don't laughing at me.
You can't even think.
With everything going on with men's basketball this year, obviously it's not the year that everyone wanted or expected. I really do think that Donnie Freeman will stay. I really do think so. And if that's the case, we talk about that starting four, at least 4 of the starting 5 is going to be Donnie Freeman, Sadiq White, JJ Starling, and Kyan Anthony. That team will absolutely at least make it to the Sweet 16.
Wow.
Of the NCAA tournament next year.
Hello, we got some reactions from the live audience
happens,
in here too.
Absolutely will make the Sweet 16 next year. As long as you have, if you get the center that you're waiting for, 100%.
Right, but who are you going to have on the bench that's going to help them get there?
Doesn't matter. You've got 4
What do you
of the
mean
best
it doesn't
players
matter?
in the country.
Yes, it does. Okay, what happens if one of them gets hurt? What happens if one of them gets sick?
What? They're going to get the flu?
It's cold here. Yeah, what if they get the flu?
They'll be fine. The flu game and all that. You know? This actually tastes really good. It's okay.
He brought down a juice box as well to
This is not a sponsor segment, but it's Capri Sun. Really, really good.
what flavor Capri Sun?
This is the fruit punch one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I honestly do think that they could make they could easily make the NCAA tournament. They'll get to the Sweet 16 if Donnie Freeman stays.
Okay, and if they get a big guy for
You'll need a center. But I really do think that Naheem McLeod, when he's been given the opportunity this year, he's done really well. Against Duke, I thought he was brilliant.
I don't know if he could be their number one go-to guy down low. I think he's a nice accent off the bench, though.
Sure.
I don't think he could be in that starting 5.
But why not?
You think he has the skill set to do that?
I think he's such an athletic presence that it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I think, and you saw that against Duke. He was able to, in the paint, he was
Right, but what about all the other games he
rebound,
played this
getting
season?
tips in. He's barely played. Barely played.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think there's got to be reasons behind why he's
Eddie
not
Lampkin's
playing.
on the team.
Right, but he needs a break. He's not out there all the time. He got into a bunch of foul trouble earlier this season, and they weren't putting McLeod in. They were putting in Davis.
I don't know, man. I really do think that. I think
He still can't think because of the hot sauce.
it's making my tongue. Also, because it's been so windy and my lips are so dry, it's not helping either.
Right, yeah.
Burning. But I genuinely think that team could make it to the Sweet 16.
All right, well, we got to clip this and then play it back next year.
Next year.
Well, you'll have to play it back next year.
Yeah, because you won't be here.
Yep. Thank you for that reminder.
Graduating and all that.
Play it back next year when they're about to play their Sweet 16 game in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Damn
Okay.
right.
All right.
And then they're gonna win and make it to the Elite Eight. Then they might win that and then make the Final Four. And then they could win another one and then make it to the national championship.
You're being super optimistic. You have some very confused faces in the Sports Media Center here.
Just preaching to the choir here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
look,
you'll be
why
the
not?
only one here out of all of us who will get to enjoy that. So
Yeah,
for your sake, I hope that they do.
I hope that my class gets to witness an NCAA tournament. I really do.
Right, because my class has been in quite the drought. So that's all we have for you for Newhouse Afternoon on this lovely, cold Friday here in Syracuse on the beautiful Syracuse University campus. But that's all from Ailey Weiss and Nicholas Whaley. We'll catch you guys next week.
This is Orange Nation.
Spotted Dick guy is very mad. We need to come out.
Can we stop with the reference? Can we stop?
It's a food, Steve.
I know.
I need to come out and say something.
Nick and K-Mo, senior.